Namaste, beautiful beings. This is Belinda Pearl, and welcome to this cosmic channel. And happy full moon Leo. Full moon Leo invites you into your creative courage. It's time for you to really step into your own limelight and choose where you want to go. Like, what is it that your heart is passionate about? How can you step further onto into your dharma and discovering what it is that your heart really sings about? This is a time for us to do this. This 2021 is about self-mastery. It really is. Our values are going to change. What we think that we wanted 5 years ago, even 3 years ago, even a year ago, it's going to be completely different. We're going through this mega reform at a core level of our being. And then we're also being inspired. Our minds are being inspired to think further than we've thought for a very, very long time. It's opening up a window for you to see something true about yourself and true about humanity. But again, we can look through, there's many actual windows for us to look through. So what is the window that you're looking through? What is the landscape that you're seeing? This is an important piece. What's the landscape that you are seeing? If you by any chance feel like the landscape that you're viewing is, I use the word, doesn't seem quite savory, where it feels like it's very eruptive or disruptive or chaotic or depressive in a way, maybe take a moment to step back and ask yourself, because this is part of this new moon energy too, is what can I let go of? What can I relinquish? How can I cut those cords? How can I burn away or purify or wash myself of these old things that maintain me in this place that I don't want to be, or where I look out the window and the world looks depressive? We see the world for the reality of what we are experiencing. Of course, there are things in the world that feel, and we don't even want to talk about. There's definitely, there's death and there's famine and there's hurt and there's pain in so many different ways. And I don't want to get into that type of energy here, because I want to really help us focus on how we can uplift our energy. If we're in a situation of, we can appreciate, we have an abode with a roof and a ceiling and running water and food in the fridge, it's honestly a good time for you to be really in your heart center and say thank you, and how can I rather be of service into the world? If you can't do something physically, maybe you can do something energetically, is to hold space. And I truly believe this is essential for humans to hold space for each other as the world is going through this change. If we all decided to switch on and the old channel, or to look through that window that was depressive, the energy is like walking into a room where everyone's in a bad mood. The energy is going to go down. But if you walk into the room and you start to lift up the vibration, maybe by showing people that maybe there is, like, even though it's raining, did you see the five rainbows? It's like driving down the freeway on Saturday. We're driving down and we counted about 5 or 6 rainbows, and it was quite like fantastic just to be able to see like all these rainbows in one, like sort of like in an arc all the way around us. And something maybe I haven't seen before too, because that was quite mesmerizing experience. But what I'm trying to share with you is, it's important for, if you have the opportunity to sit and give back in a way of maybe doing something that's heart fulfilling for you, because as we step into our own heart fulfillment, we help lift other people up. When you feel like you're in that place of service, and I think a lot of people that I'm speaking to kind of resonate with this idea, or are in this like sort of healership with their human self, discovering who they are to help humans evolve, or to heal, or to lift others up. Whether you're a nurse or you're a Reiki healer, we are coming together because it's an important time for humanity, for us to step into that place of owning the energy that we've been feeling, and knowing that the energy that we feel is for each other. It's time to lift up the vibration. So that's really what I'm inviting you into, is like, how can we step into a place of upliftment of our vibration to hold for each other? And what I'm seeing as I'm literally gazing at you is this flower of life, sort of the pattern of it. And it's really interesting for me to see it as I gaze towards you. And this flower of life pattern, I've been seeing it in the oracle deck as well. It's been coming up over and over and over again in different oracle decks. So I'm going to read with a deck that I've been kind of introduced you to, I think a night or two before. And it's new to me too, and a card wants to come out. So we just let that card come out, and it says the Hunter on there. And actually there's two cards, the Hunter and the Peacekeeper. And I'm just going to quickly do this because it's funny, when I was shuffling this deck about a day or two ago, she came out, the Peacekeeper, and I just saw her. I wasn't actually pulled her out, and the White Buffalo Woman, and she's bringing peace. And at the same time, it's like this masculine and feminine and masculine, right? He's the hunter, but even though he's the hunter, he's not in this place of like, you know, warring. He's actually in this place of standing in like strength and empowerment. He's not overbearing. It's almost the balance between the two. She comes through as a strong woman, empowered, this ability to see. She has this strong animal behind her, giving her the strength to back up her energy. And even though it's like he's standing in front of this cave, whatever the cave may be, in a way of guarding it, but also being this place of the warrior. And this has been the time of the Aries energy that's been coming through, and Mars energy that's been really moving through. We're on this hero's journey, but it takes the balance between the masculine and the feminine energies in order for us to come into a place of absolute harmonies. So it feels like this energy that wants to be balanced inside of us. We've been seeing Eris and Mars and all these squarings with these planets that are changing our structures. So I'm going to pull another card just because those two kind of popped out the deck. And let us see what guidances wish to share with us. And this deck's all about angels and ancestors. So I've been finding it really interesting because as I've been working with them, I feel the angels and the guides. I feel them coming through. They're coming through in a really powerful vibration. These beings have been they want me to actually pull this from the earth, so not from my hand. So let us see. The stag is to trust and thrive. It's almost like, this is also masculine energy too, but it's like a crowning of us. It's to stand in our power. He's also got the horns here as well, so that's really interesting. And there's this vortex inside of the horns here and in the dark here. You can't really see it. You have to come close, but it's the pattern behind him is this pattern of the divine feminine, the spiraling coming in. And earlier today I had the same thing with the circle, this energy coming through. And then earlier today I had another card that came with the circle. So this divine feminine aspect. So stand in our power, be the warrior on your journey, knowing that it's important to create and have balance between us, but we're forging forward, we're moving forward, and we're becoming leaders. That's the other thing too. Both masculine and feminine aspects within inside of us are moving into this place of inner empowerment. And we can relate this to the courage, this creative courage of Leo. It feels like this crowning energy is coming, wanting to have even our crown chakras activated. So trust and thrive. We're more gonna not just survive, we're gonna thrive. So maybe this fills your heart with a little bit of hope and allowing you to say, like, what is it? How can I take an actionable step to stand in my power? Maybe it is first coming into that balance of the feminine and masculine within inside of me, looking at myself, looking at my strengths, knowing that I can be a hunter in the world and I can find with the things that I need, but at the same time I can bring this essence of peace. So inside of us, it's like we're activating the heart center and the solar plexus energy at the same time to bring us into a place of really standing in this place of trust and thriving and strength making. So hopefully that makes some sense somewhere along the way. Again, this is Belinda Pearl. I look forward to seeing you all again next week. May you have a blessed and beautiful day. Namaste.